Series 2023A. And I'll call on Jason Kazmarek, our finance director, and you're going to introduce someone from Ellers. And go ahead.
So we have our annual CIP borrowing. We're going to be borrowing to cover our streets for 2023 and the street lighting conversion project. Nothing new. And tonight we have Todd Hayes from Ellers. This is going to give some highlights on the issuance.
Todd, can you come and have a seat right there in front of that microphone, please? Thank you. And then go ahead, please tell us about this. Give us a background, what's going on.
Sure. Well, Jason just covered a lot of it. So this is your standard annual borrowing for the streetlight projects and the street projects. So what you're being asked to authorize tonight is a general obligation promissory note. That means it's secured by an irrevocable pledge of the tax levy by the city, and it's going to be amortized over a period of 10 years with level principal, meaning your annual payments actually decline year over year. So that's a fairly good practice in terms of paying down a debt as aggressively as you possibly can. The notes will be sold by competitive sale, so much like a public works project, we put this out to the market and we take bids. The resolution before the council this evening is referred to as a parameters resolution, which means that you're authorizing tonight, and the actual action you've delegated to the city administrator or the finance director. So as long as the low bid comes in conformance with those parameters, they have the authorization to make that award at the staff level. Last thing I would mention, just in terms of where the markets are right now, obviously we have come out of a couple years of very low interest rates and are going into a more normal interest rate environment. We happen to sell very similar GEO notes for the city of Sun Prairie this morning, which is also rated AA2 by Moody's, and they received a true interest rate of just over 3%. So, subject to what the markets might do between now and August 10th when we plan to offer the notes for sale. That's about where things are at the moment, and happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Yeah, any questions for Todd at all? All right.
Motion to approve.
Yeah. Second.
We have a motion from Alderwoman Keene and a second from Alderman Lysick. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. And then item 38 is a resolution expressing appreciation for the adoption of the 2023 Wisconsin Act 12 local government funding legislation.
Motion to approve.
Second.
For sure. We have a motion
10
and a
million
second.
times over.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. And then item 39 is a claim by Alexander Bonilla regarding excessive force at 2100 block of South 124th Street on October 24th, 2021. This is noticed for closed session, but I don't think we need to go into closed session.
Mr. Chair,
Alderman Lysick.
I would move that we approve the settlement of the claim per the city attorney's recommendations.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And that is all opposed. Any opposed? And then that is approved. And item 40 is on our agenda for the Finance Committee. Item 40 is an ordinance to amend Section 19 of the West Dallas Revised Municipal Code relating to updating regulations for child care centers, nicotine sales, and other.
Wouldn't that be for
That's on
economic
Public
development?
That should be economic development. That's the one that was removed from Public Works to economic development.
Just because I try to get everything on my committee, that's a problem.
It's got to
No, thank you. That's my mistake. Yeah, thank you for
Motion to
correcting me,
adjourn.
everybody.
Second.
We have a motion to adjourn in a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, everybody.
Economic Development Committee will come to order. First item of business is item 42. It's consideration and possible action on a resolution creating a tax incremental district number 19, approving its project plan and establishing its boundaries.
Move to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for approval. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 43 on the agenda is a resolution for a grant application for $250,000 from Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation Community Development Investment Grant Program for BOM revision for the redevelopment of the property located at 6771 West National.
I'll move approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Yeah, I have one question. What is remind me what property that is?
That's the old Kearney and Trecker factory.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The white building,
The white
KT
building.
It's not white anymore.
It's not white,
No.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 44 on the agenda, that's a new Class B Tavern Entertainment premise license application for Jaggers LLC, Hungry Bear at 5906 West Burnham. Marcus Gorsuch.
Yeah, right.
You've been in the business before?
Yes. I own the bar, yeah.
Pardon?
I own the bar.
Yeah. Then you are very familiar with the state laws on running an establishment. We're going to tell you just like we tell everyone else. And those of you that are applying for a license, make sure that if you have any problems in your tavern, that you cooperate with the police. You call them with any issues that you have. Don't be afraid to call them. It does not go against your license for calling the police.
Yeah, they know I work with them. If they call me 4 or 5 in the morning, I let them in the building. They check my cameras. If they need something, I think we are in a good, with them, I'm trying to be in a good relationship. Whatever they need, they get from me.
Mr. Chair? So this is right up the block from where you are now?
Across the street from me, yeah.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure, like, if you have bartenders at both establishments that customers know that there's not drinks being taken outside, walking across the street,
Yeah,
making
I
field
yeah.
trips between the two
Sure.
bars. So just kind of keep an eye on that as it goes down, as a lot of people might be, a lot of congregation across the street, hey, how's
Sure.
it going?
Tempted.
So if we can kind of keep that outside
Point, yeah,
presence.
I will watch on that.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Alderman Haas.
Yeah, and Marcus, you still own the bar. You're wearing your DeBar attire, and I want to remind everybody that DeBar used to be another establishment before, and even before that, and it was a problem bar
Always.
Right.
for years and years and years. And since Marcus has owned that property or been in charge there, and now correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there have been nearly the problems,
No.
if any problems, there.
I'm strict with them. I told them always, if I see any activity that I don't like, I call police. Everybody's in cameras, and for me it's very important safety. And I'm always work for police. The style is it's always number one. I always tell my customer, if you do anything that I don't like, you're on a camera, and I'm not gonna hide from you from police. I'm gonna call them. So it's safety is number one. And that area, everybody say, 60th, and it's always bad area. I'm going to do anything I can to keep that place safe.
Very good. That's
Assistant
what we
City
want to hear.
Attorney.
Thank you.
Thank you. And real quick, Mr. Chair, so the premises is described as the bar area and outside patio. That's one thing we talked about.
Sure, yeah. Before, we talked with you about that.
Is this an enclosed patio or is this part of the right of way?
So on the back, it's a fenced-in patio that nobody never use. They never use the kitchen, and this is the reason why I want to take over, because the kitchen have a lots of potential there. So everybody's closing kitchen at 11 o'clock at night. I never understand why. Because people after 11, everybody drink. So if you have a greasy food, it's gonna, they're gonna be safety. They're gonna eat something. It's gonna be, how this works. So I will have a kitchen open till the end of the bar. So make sure everybody eat. But yeah, in the back area of that bar, it's a area that nobody never use, and it's fenced in.
Okay.
So
if
I.
we change, would you be in agreement that the bar area and enclosed outside patio or fenced outside patio, would that be agreeable for the premises?
Oh, you mean you talking about the bar, or are you talking about the Hungry Bear?
The Hungry
Hungry Bear, not
Oh,
the bar.
no.
Nothing
The,
about the bar today.
yeah, no, the Hungry Bear is already fenced in the back.
I just want
It's-
to make sure that that's clear for enforcement purposes, especially with the concern about
Yeah.
potentially migrating across
Yeah.
streets. So the premises is where the alcohol can be served and consumed.
Yeah, in the back it's already fenced in. And the front area, it's not. But I don't really have to have a table. If you don't want me to use tables outside, it's okay. But in the back, it's a fenced in, and right now, the person that live upstairs using for, it's a kids upstairs, I don't know, they're using for stuff, but the next year, it's a time that I really want to fix everything really nice, put umbrellas inside and really use for the, like maybe live music outside and stuff like that.
And just to be clear, then, if the committee is agreeable to it, are you agreeing that that bar area and fenced patio is the premises?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
If you guys,
Motion
yeah.
to
Mr.
approve.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
Alderman Weigel.
on the so you're calling it a patio, but it's really just a backyard right now.
It's a backyard. Yeah, it's a backyard.
It's grass. I think there's a swimming
Right
pool
now, it's a
there.
grass
Yeah,
because
the
you know how
residential
famous, we
backyard is
never,
what's
never
there.
take care about that. So
So, what time does that close?
that's
What
on
time?
you guys.
What? Yes. What time
when
are
you guys?
we're
the
normally
later
doing?
if
We're
you-
normally doing like 11 p.m.
Sure.
Something
Yeah,
like
I'm
that.
okay with that.
I want to make sure that we're understanding all this.
I'm okay with that. I'm
Okay,
okay with
so no drinks out there after 11 p.m.
Okay.
Customers and food allowed out there after 11 p.m. I think that's what's
Smoking usually.
smoking.
that. Yeah, usually smoking, yeah, but
And I'm looking at your application, and you have 55% food, 40%
I
alcohol.
will say more than because I will not do anything there besides food.
Marcus, I was in the you're selling drinks at the Hungry Bear, right?
I do.
Yeah, and that's where I was in the business 40 years.
Sure, yeah.
Not that we're going to get into your business, but your plan says 55%
I will
food.
do my best because I want to do every day something special. You know what I mean? It's a burger. I don't want to do burger for
okay,
25
I'm just telling you what I think. Okay,
I
obviously
have
you're
a
gonna
bar
run your
across the
business.
street.
Yeah, I know
there.
that. I know that.
For drinking.
I know that. But-
I'm using that for kitchen.
Okay, so, and there's immediately to the north. Is that a public alley to the north that accesses
So right in the middle of the block, it's a building.
Yeah, but
and
I understand where you are on Burnham, but I'm talking about to the north. There's an alley that accesses your neighbor to the west.
The neighbor
That's what-
to the east. Yeah, right. I'm looking at it too on Google.
What do you mean
Yeah.
alley?
Is it just a dirt driveway there?
No,
I
it's
guess I didn't physically go over there. I was just looking at Google Maps.
No, there's a building there. It's between two businesses.
Yes, I understand that. But what's to the north of you? A residential house.
North, I don't know about north.
Yes.
I had no idea north.
That way.
Yeah, there's a alley between.
That's
but
an
I don't-
a paved
yeah.
alley.
Yeah.
It's a public alley. Okay.
I do, after the fence.
Yes.
After
yes.
the fence.
I don't know if it's an alley or a driveway.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I don't know
Well,
either.
and the-
I
and
think
so
it's
There's
the,
an
the
alley that
question
runs
is,
from
the
59.
question is, are your customers going to be able? Do you expect that your customers going to be able to access your patio?
No.
Directly
No,
from
no,
there.
no.
They're all going to have to
Only
come
through the
through.
bar,
They're all
through
going to
the
have to
bar.
come through the Hungry Bear
yeah.
to get into
Yeah,
your
the only
patio.
through the bar. There
Okay.
will be no
Okay.
entrance through
I'm
the.
just
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to see
yeah.
what the expectations
Yeah,
are
it's
here.
fine.
Okay.
No.
And typically we talk about lighting and amplified music.
Decide that. That's nothing in this year.
Okay,
That's
so right
maybe
now,
next-
are you going to have speakers out there playing music?
No, not here. Not
Okay,
this year.
I just want to understand that we're all approving,
This year,
talking about
this
the same
year
thing.
I just want to open and have a food and stuff inside, and then outside they can go out and just drink and smoke. But next year, what I'm
so you're going to
planning-
have to come back for that change.
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want so we all understand
yeah,
what's going on
the
because the
back area
alderman of
is-
the district is not here today.
Sure, I understand.
So,
But yeah, what I'm trying to do for next year, I want to do a nice, nice area there, outdoor patio with the umbrellas and.
Yeah, I understand. Kind of like
next year,
maybe
but
what you
not this
see
year
at
that much.
JD's Pub or something
sure,
where
yeah,
Johnny
exactly,
Hammers
yeah.
was, something built in. So, couple questions. You're leasing currently at the bar, and you're going to lease at this location also.
I have to. He don't want to sell it.
Okay, I just
Kenny, I don't know if you know Kenny, but
I don't know Kenny.
He owned the building and he really don't want to sell it yet.
yeah. I just wanted to get
I
an
also
understanding.
give them options that if somebody move from upstairs, I will rent it out. So just make sure I'm there, and it's gonna be no problems.
Okay. Yeah, because as was mentioned, the bar, your current location, had been a problem in the past, and you've been very cooperative with the police, and it's been,
Always.
and,
That's number one, always.
and we're hoping
Cameras
that
and
this
stuff.
will continue on like that. Yeah, so, okay. I think that's all I had. I just wanted to make sure that
On
we,
this,
Motion to approve.
Second.
it's been moved and seconded to approve. Is there any further discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Good luck
Carried.
in your new adventure.
You guys appreciate it.
thanks, Marcus.
Okay, item 45 on the agenda is on hold at the request of the applicant. Item 46 is a new Class B beer license for 70th Street Hotel Associates, Home 2 Suites.
Move approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 47 is a new Class A liquor and beer license application for Super Bottle LLC at 1357 South 76th.
Right, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Singe?
Yeah, my first question is, it says it's a new Class B beer license, but it's right there. and
Existing
it's-
location.
It's an existing location.
Hello.
Right, and so, yeah, well, go ahead, Tom. You're
Well,
Yeah, let him be chair.
yeah, that's right. Sorry, Tom.
is this a new application or are you running the business now?
It's a new application.
That's what I thought. So
Yeah.
the other people went out of business and you're taking over this business?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is a new application.
Okay, is it operating as a business right now? Were you open last week, or when was it last open?
I ago 2 year I work a liquor store. Then I want to know is get my own business. It's run by me and my son.
Okay. Has the business been closed for a time?
No.
He have a little English problem.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Please, go ahead.
He's buying a business. He's purchasing a business. We are in a process of buying that. And before that closing, we need a license. When it's closing, then we will take over that business. Right now, it's running.
So the liquor store is currently open right now, being ran by the previous.
owner.
No, I think they've been running it.
Have you been running the store?
It's already running by.
Oh, the previous owner. Okay.
Previous
Owners,
owner.
and you're going to
Okay.
purchase it
So
from
you're gonna
those
purchase it
owners,
from them.
contingent on getting the
Right,
license.
and they're gonna surrender their license
I move approval, Mr.
Second.
Second.
pending the other license gets surrendered, correct?
Granting the other license gets surrendered. Yes, thank you for that.
And
Any further
Just a-
discussion?
a couple quick questions.
Yes.
Do you currently run a liquor store somewhere else? No.
He worked for me. I have a liquor store on a 60th and Bradley.
Okay. Okay. And so you're familiar with all the laws about buying only from licensed wholesalers and not serving to people under 21 or
Yes.
people that may be drunk or, okay. Yeah.
Got to close at 9 p.m.
Right,
Yes.
That's the biggest one.
He make me to go on a vacation and then relax. So he know how to handle it. I'm going India next week, so he will handle.
Nice,
for
have
3
fun.
weeks. Yeah.
okay, any further discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 48 on the agenda
You're
is a-
welcome.
is a new Class B tavern and public entertainment premise license application for Happy Tap at 6801 West Beloit. Dinah Wagner? Dinah?
Dina.
Tina. Have you operated a tavern before?
Yes, we actually operate at Siles Pub and Grill in Menominee Falls, and we've been there 34 years for under the Maiden Voyage Inc. is the company name.
Or at the top of the hill in downtown?
Yes,
Or is it- Do you
yes.
call it downtown or uptown? What do you call it?
Downtown.
You call it
yep, right
downtown even if it's at the
downtown,
top of the
yep,
hill?
At the Four Corners.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Good. You're going to keep the premise operating the same
Yes.
fashion?
Exactly the
Same
same.
thing?
Yep.
It's been successful for
They're
many
not
years.
changing a thing. Nope. Why change a good thing?
Yep,
Nope.
exactly. Any questions or comments?
I move approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Good luck.
Thank you.
Item 49 is a new Class B tavern license application for Black Barn Bites Corporation, 1022 South 60th. Jennifer Pierce.
Hello.
Hi. Let's see. This is a new license for an existing location, set-apart lounge. And your hours of operation, you show are going to be 4 to 12. And Saturday from 4 to 2, 2:30?
Yes, 2 a.m. Monday through Thursday.
Okay. Is there a reason why you're limiting yourself? Because if you operate outside those hours, you're going to be in trouble.
You want it till 2 and not midnight? Because I think the application says midnight, right?
Midnight, yeah.
There may be
Sunday
a
through
special
Thursday
event
says-
running on or something,
Yeah,
party.
Packer party,
You might
whatever.
want to put the maximum legal
Yeah, put-
hours
Okay.
that are allowed under state law.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would,
And
I
you
would.
can still close early.
You can
can
still
close whenever
early,
you want.
open
We're not
and
gonna
close
make you
whenever
stay
you
open.
want. It's just that if you have a party or something, then you're covered.
Okay.
You don't have to worry.
I would definitely wanna
Okay,
do
so you
that.
want it within the legal operating hours?
Yes.
Okay. Have you run a tavern before?
No. My grandmother owned them before. She had some, so.
You worked in?
Yes.
So you're familiar with the license laws of the state of Wisconsin?
Yes.
And what kind of operation are you gonna run?
Just a bar and grill, kind of.
So you're gonna have food?
Yes.
Okay. And entertainment?
As far as
I don't know, it says public entertainment license,
yes,
so,
we I might have like certain nights for like karaoke or
oh, okay.
like live music or something like that. And also, I just spoke with the Touch Tunes guy who do the jukeboxes,
Oh, yeah.
and he was saying that I could get a machine in there as well. Not the Touch Tunes machine, I'm getting that as well, but also like the gaming machine.
Oh,
So I wanted to bring that up as well.
okay. You've heard our little talk before about cooperating with the police department. You're gonna have cameras in there?
Yes.
Okay, so you've got the police camera. Any other questions for the applicant?
Yeah, Mr. Chair.
Alderman Haas?
The thing I would like to add is if you or your staff are ever thinking, should I or shouldn't I call the police? The answer is always yes.
Yes, call 'em.
Call the police.
Okay.
And of course, we expect our bar owners and employees to be fully cooperative, to be good witnesses. Yeah, that's important to us.
Absolutely, 100%.
Mr. Chair, is there a back area to this bar? Is there only the one entrance? I'm trying to picture where it is. It's across. It's the.
It's a house behind the owner of the building. She has a house directly behind it,
Okay.
so it's no parking.
Would patrons be able to go out there?
No, not out there, but it is fenced in patio kind of
Okay.
on the. So it's like double doors inside of the bar where you can walk into the fenced in patio.
On the
Okay.
side is a
On the
fenced-in
side,
area
yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
facing 60th Street,
Okay.
Sing
But
60.
it's enclosed.
enclosed with a wooden fence.
Yes.
Okay. So kind of as we talked about with the bar, just make sure noise items like that, or people are standing outside smoking, talking, because you are semi in a residential area,
Yes.
that bartenders are keeping an eye on that. You're keeping an eye on that,
Yes.
just to be respectful neighbors.
Okay. And I put that on my front door as well. Respect our neighbors, so they know
Good.
when they come in to respect the neighbors. It's big and bold.
Right. A few of them you just might have to remind.
Yes. For sure.
Okay, any other questions? Is there a motion for approval?
Motion. The previous license was given up. It was whatever lounge, right? They're not currently operating, are they?
No, they
That's
haven't.
been
No,
given
that's
up,
what
right?
I thought.
Okay.
Set apart lounge.
Yeah.
You can make that a condition of the.
Yeah, just make it that the
They're good.
previous license has been
Yes,
surrendered.
I would like to make that part of the condition of the previous license.
And,
The license is all expired on June 30th. I don't
oh, that's right, yeah, okay.
Wow.
There
got
we
the
go.
clerk here.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, thanks for that.
All right, motion to approve.
And
Yeah.
the expanded hours.
Yes, added the hours to reflect.
Hours changed to
Yes,
full operating
motion
hours,
to approve based on the expanded hours
state law.
per state law.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you. Item 50 is a new Class B tavern license application for SBG Apple. That's Applebee's, 2865 South 108th Street. Casimir Banashek. Hello. Hi. And you've operated with a liquor license before?
Yes.
Okay. So we're all familiar with Applebee's. I don't. There shouldn't be any problem with this.
I move approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Thank you.
Carried.
That was simple.
Easy
Thank you.
for ya.
Yeah. Item 51 is a resolution to approve a substantial amendment to the 2024 Community Block Grant Program.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 52 is conditional use permit for Caribou Coffee at 10200 West National.
Mr. Chair.
Alderman Haas.
Yeah. So to follow up on some of the discussion that we had during the public hearing item, I certainly, I think a little bit unimpressed by a small 600-foot hut, 600 square foot hut versus the prior restaurant that was there. I think I'd rather have a restaurant there. But what was there is a vacant restaurant, and I think our choice is really having a vacant restaurant versus a going business that's
Yeah.
going to bring people in and is not alcohol related, as we've done a whole bunch of alcohol licenses here. And I'm very satisfied with Caribou. I believe that they will be a good business. So although certainly not ideal, maybe not exactly what we would have really wanted, it's still a good business. I'm in favor of it. And it's my district as well.
No, it's my district.
Yeah.
It's my district.
Yeah, right. Just as I said that. Yeah, thank you. You guys
You
both
really do
corrected
want to
me.
run everything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, I did not make jokes. Yeah.
I can tell you that I'm very happy that it's going in there.
Yes.
I'm glad that whether I like it or not, coffee shops are a big business. You go past, I don't care if it's Starbucks or Dunkin' Donut or any of them. Every morning there's a line out in front of them. They're all doing good business. They're busy, and I think it's great. So, is there a motion for approval?
I move approval.
Is there a second?
Second. And a
Any
comment.
discussion?
And a comment.
Go ahead.
I just want to talk briefly on the economic trend of this. We've seen the smaller nature of Caribou Coffee, and we've seen the big
Big B's.
And I have a feeling there will be more of these in the future.
Yeah.
There have been some articles. I just saw one recently I shared with the team on CNN talking about communities. I think you brought it up upstairs, doing some restrictions. We have restrictions in our code that do, you can say no to drive-throughs, but the formats of Panera, the formats of national chains are to get rid of dining rooms and to go more to this automotive trend or food kiosk kind of pickup, where you have a kitchen and they put it into a locker and you type in your code and you pick up your
Yep.
food. It's
An
a
automat.
Yeah.
It's really a format.
That's what it is.
But you also have Grubhubs and all these other things today where people just say, oh, I want coffee, hit a button, and somebody goes and picks it up for you and brings it to you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've seen this, there's one on Moreland, the Seven Brew that opened. I think that's a double-sided one, but we might actually be late to the game, but this has been a national discussion for the last 2 years coming out of COVID, of the drive-through type of national franchise.
And a couple comments, Mr. Chair. It's going to be more than just this Caribou there because that's a big lot, and the rest of the lots, you said, I believe, optical.
For coffee and they shall come.
Yeah.
No, it's office behind there.
Yeah.
The building that's located behind, which is part of the warehouse or
Yeah, the bakery.
cold storage
Yeah.
that was related to the Baker Square that was
Yeah.
there. I believe the developer, which is Luther Group, is planning to convert that into a medical office,
Yeah.
which is more for maybe an eye doctor or something.
Something like that. Yeah. So it's going to be more than just that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to make note on the coffee trend. So Valentine just opened on 59th and National. Coffee shop is reopening at Epicos on 63rd and National. We have Aggie's right here. We have the old Caradero is going to be a coffee shop on 70th off of Greenfield, if I understand correctly. And I believe this Ethiopian coffee
That
shop is
Ethiopian
still
coffee shop.
coming forward. That means in 20 blocks we're going to have. We already have one existing with Aggie's. We're going to have 4 more. One and Valentine's too. That's a lot of coffee. I just wanted to say that.
They're making money.
Right, and you do have Starbucks on Highway 100 in
You
Greenfield.
have more taverns than that.
And all right,
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Is there a motion to adjourn?
53.
What?
Oh no, 40.
Yeah, 53,
No, we
that
don't.
one that.
Number
Steve tried-
40.
Then we got item 40.
Oh, the ordinance, that's right. We referred.
one that I wanted
There you
to
go.
take.
The one he wanted.
You should have taken it.
You wanted to take it, and he doesn't.
Should have taken it.
Child care centers, nicotine sales, and other.
It's an ordinance to amend section 19 of the RMC relative to updating regulations on child care centers, nicotine sales, and other minor changes.
So this isn't for action this evening. It's really just a communication we want to share with you. The schedule going forward, there's a couple fairly significant ordinance changes that we'd like to just share with you this evening, and then as we move towards the Planning Commission, then we could schedule a public hearing in August 1st if you so choose. We'll just go over the two parts to it. But right now, the first part of this is with nicotine sales. We currently regulate nicotine sales, ranging from vape shops, tobacco retailers, through the licensing process, but there's also zoning conditions or zoning regulations as well. Basically, we've seen a surge in the tobacco retailers throughout our city, the vape shops and so on, offering a range of products and paraphernalia within their stores. It's not for everybody. Not everybody likes the optics of that, but there's also serious health concerns with that type of use as well. And then in terms of the ratio of what we have in the city, there's about one of these retailers for every 800 or so people within the city. So we've got about 70 licensed establishments right now. So what we're proposing with this ordinance for discussion this evening is that basically the way we regulate these things right now is that if you're a tobacco retailer, we regulate you based on the size of the what you have on display. And then there's also a separations or a distance requirement between retailers. So part one would be to reduce the floor area to be considered. If you're considered a nicotine sales use, we want to reduce the floor area from 20% to 10%. What that means is that if you have 10% or more sales of nicotine products and so on, you'd be considered a retailer, and then you'd be subject to the distance requirement, and we want to increase that distance separation clause from 1,000 feet between uses or between parks, schools, libraries, other licensed retailers from 1,000 feet to 2,000 feet. So that's going to make it a little harder for you to find an establishment to locate within the city. They'll still be allowed in the C3, C4, our C3 and C4 commercial districts as well as the industrial districts, but we want to just again increase that separation between retailers for these types of uses within the city, as well as reduce the threshold for being
Steve, would
required.
gas stations be included into that?
If they would have more, in this case, I guess if the percentage were to change, if they were to have more than 10% of their sales area as tobacco sales or vape sales, then they would be considered a retailer and they'd be subject to those requirements. But what we've noticed is that some of, like even the bigger gas stations that we've seen in recent years, they have a very small percentage of nicotine sales. It's usually in a little kiosk right above the counter where they can, dole out the cigarettes or whatever it may be. So it's usually a very small, probably less than 2%.
And let me ask you on a, for an education level, Sicko over there, BP sells cigarettes. How do you know if 10% of their sales is nicotine? How do you know if the liquor store, the open pantry,
The way
that
it's
10%?
the way it would come to us is that I guess through a licensing process, when someone applies for a license through OpenGov, it's going to be shared with various departments that are involved in this, from the zoning perspective as well as other departments, and it'll be reviewed as part of that licensing permit or an occupancy permit if it's a new business coming to town. So.
Just point of clarification. We're talking about 10%. Well, there's two different ways you put it on there, isn't it? Because it says reduced percentage of floor area to be considered, and then below that says 20 to 10% sales of nicotine products. So is that the floor space attributed to it, or the sales percentage?
You're right. Thanks for clarifying that, Nick. But it is a floor area. So
the floor area.
Square
Okay.
footage. Yeah.
All right, I'm good.
2 follow-ups quick. my presumption would be, well, first, I don't know if you and Kale have talked about anything, because I'm not Kale. Has my office kind of looked into like the equal protection stuff at this point?
I'd have to ask Kale, but Kale has worked with us on
Okay.
on sort of the nuts and bolts of this thing, and we can certainly ask him about,
I would just double check or refer it, just since this is preliminarily and you're not going to have it referred anywhere, I just want to make sure we're not going to make anybody too mad.
Sure.
And then would there be kind of, I would assume, a grandfather clause? This wouldn't apply retroactively because there's going to be brick and mortars already set up. It's going to have to be prospective.
Right. Moving forward, yeah, these would be the new rules moving forward, and part of these impetus for this was that the city of Milwaukee recently tightened up its rules on these stores, and I guess West Allis, I think we want to sort of try to do something similar to that. It's not necessarily the same, but we want to do something similar. We did adopt an ordinance back in 2016, which has been very, very helpful in sort of limiting the spread of these things, but we're starting to see a little bit more of a surge, and we think it's coming back. So,
Mr. Chair? Steve, I have a question.
Sure.
I'm trying to just look at, you have a lot of dots up there, 70. Greenfield Park Golf Course? I see a
think
dot in Greenfield
probably
Park.
cigars or something like that. You probably could buy a cigar when you're golfing or something.
Okay, so, but that's not 20% of their floor space.
Those are licensed retailers, so those are not necessarily places that have 20% or more. It's places that have a license.
Okay, so bars aren't on there. Bars would be licensed retailers typically, right?
They could if they have the cigarette machine or
Well, no one
I
has a
don't think,
cigarette
I
machine.
thought the state of Wisconsin, kind of took that away.
Yeah, there's no cigarette machines anymore. But bars still sell cigarettes. No?
Very,
few of them do.
very.
Yeah.
Likely because of the smoking ban indoors.
Oh, yeah,
It makes it
okay.
very difficult.
Okay. Okay.
Moving on, I guess the other part was daycares, and Wisconsin is facing a shortage of child care services, to support working families. What we're looking at here are within our current rules. We currently regulate daycares that are licensed between 4 to 8 children. They're required to have a conditional use permit, and what we'd like to do is go and create, if you have between 4 to 8 children, not more than 8, just make these a permitted use within the city zoning ordinance. And it would be in alignment with state statutes, which basically says that the city can't prevent a family child care home from being located in a district that's zoned single family, which is single family residence, where that's a permitted use.
So we're cleaning it up, really.
We want to clean up the use, but there are some considerations with that. I mean, right now the way the draft ordinance is written is that it would just be, if you're 8 or fewer children, you'd be considered permitted use. However, if you have a duplex, I guess, does the Common Council, do we want to regulate other types of residences? If you have something more than a single family, like a duplex or an apartment.
Yes.
I think that's maybe something to consider and think about as we move forward. I'm happy to get more information to the council on all that and work this out with our city attorney's office as we move forward. Come back to you with something else in the future to think about.
Don't want 8 kids upstairs, 8 kids downstairs.
Exactly.
I don't even know if we want 8 kids downstairs while there's an upstairs neighbor.
Other than that, just some really minor clean up edits with sort of reordering how we list our medical services within the definitions table. And then the other part, just sort of wordsmithing, where we say, right now our ordinance says just lot size rules with respect to 1 and 2 family dwelling unit criteria. We want to just say building size and location requirements. So it's just some little subtle changes to the language. That's it. If there's any questions, I'm happy to help.
All right.
Is there a motion?
Motion,
To adjourn.
we have to refer it?
To adjourn.
Oh, motion to adjourn.
Yeah, this was just a discussion.
Just information.
Just an FYI.
Favor? Aye.
All right.
I just didn't know. Anytime I still just requirements, I was thinking that's like the vendor restrictions stuff.